Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of What's New with ME. I am your host, Ali Mehdaoui, and today we are covering stories that are literally shaping the future of America and the world. We're talking diplomacy, we're talking economics, we're talking sports, and we're talking legacy. A lot of sports and a lot of legacy. And we're talking about the stories that everyone seems to be discussing around the dinner table and social media and in boardrooms across the country. But today we will break down these factors. President Trump's newly signed agreement with Iran and what it actually means. Why the 2026 FIFA World Cup may become one of the biggest economic events in American history. Team USA, Morocco, and Colombia as they continue to capture global attention. Yeah, I'm biased. Why New York City is celebrating after the Knicks championship run and what it means for the city economically and culturally. The opening of the Obama Presidential Center in Chicago and the legacy it hopes to leave behind. And throughout today's show, we're going to answer the question, what does all of this mean for everyday people? Because that is what we do here. We cut through the noise, we skip the political talking points, and we focus on the facts, the impact, and the bigger picture. Let's dive in. Segment 1, Trump's Iran agreement. So what just happened? One of the biggest stories on the planet right now is the agreement signed between the United States and Iran under President Donald Trump. Now, whenever people hear Iran and United States in the same sentence, emotions immediately rise. Politics enter the conversation. Cable news takes over. And let's just simplify this. What actually happened? See, at its core, the agreement is intended to reduce tensions in the region, prevent military escalation, protect critical trade routes, and create a framework for future negotiations. Why is this important? Well, because when tensions rise in the Middle East, the effect don't stay in the Middle East. They affect oil prices, gas prices, shipping costs, supply chains, inflation, and of course, and ultimately, wait for it, your wallet. One of the most important pieces of global commerce is the Strait of Hormuz. We all learned that lately, right? Think of it as one of the world's most important highways. A huge percentage of the world's oil moves through that narrow stretch of water. If conflict shuts it down, well, the world feels it. We have been feeling it. And it happens instantly. The market responded positively because investors viewed the agreement as a sign of stability. But let's be clear. This isn't the final chapter. This isn't a complete peace treaty. This is more like the beginning of a potentially very long conversation. The major issues still remain: Iran's nuclear ambitions, regional security concerns, economic sanctions, military activities throughout the region. The real question becomes, can diplomacy continue? Or is this simply a temporary pause? Only time will tell. But one thing is certain, the entire world is watching, because the outcome won't just affect Washington and Tehran. It could affect energy prices from New Jersey, yeah, my home, to California. Segment 2, why the World Cup is already changing America. Now let's move from diplomacy to something that unites billions of people, even if many people don't understand what it means to all of us. The FIFA World Cup. And if you're an American who says, I don't watch soccer, it's holy month in the football world, you might still want to pay attention, because this isn't just sports. This is economics. This is tourism. This is business. This is infrastructure. This is global attention. The United States is hosting the largest World Cup ever organized, along with Canada and Mexico. Think about that. The largest ever. Huge. The biggest. More matches, more countries, more fans, more media coverage, more, you guessed it, spending. And economists are projecting billions and billions of dollars flowing into the American economy. That should matter. Hotels are filling up. Airports are seeing increased demand. Restaurants are preparing. Small businesses are preparing. Cities are preparing. Well, some didn't do anything, but for the most part, they are preparing. The exposure alone is enormous. For 1 month, the eyes of the world are focused on America. Millions of international visitors, billions of viewers, countless opportunities for local businesses who actually had the town prepare for it. And perhaps more importantly, many Americans are discovering soccer in a way they never experienced it before. The energy, the passion, the culture, the community. This tournament isn't just changing sport. It's helping reshape how America sees itself on the global stage. Segment 3. Team USA. I believe that we can win. The biggest opportunity in modern American soccer. Let's talk Team USA. For decades, soccer in America has always felt like the sport for potential. The potential is always there. The athletes are there. The facilities are there. The money is there. The fan base is growing. But now, pay attention, now something feels different. If you've watched the first 2 games already, the World Cup belongs to America. Yeah, I said it. I know. Crazy, right? The matches are here. The spotlight is here. The expectations are here. Every generation gets a moment. This could be that moment. A deep run by Team USA would create a ripple effect that could last decades. Youth participation would increase, professional leagues would grow, sponsorships would expand, media coverage would explode, and millions of young Americans might suddenly decide they want to become the next great soccer star. This isn't just about winning matches. This is about creating a legacy. Segment 4. Morocco, my birth country, from underdogs 4 years ago to the absolute contender. Now, let me speak from the heart. As many of you know, I was born in Morocco, and watching Morocco's rise on the world stage has been something truly special. For decades, Morocco was respected, but rarely feared. Then came history. The Atlas Lions changed everything. We proved that an African nation could compete with the world's elites. They shattered expectations. They shattered stereotypes, and they inspired millions. Right now, 36 wins in a row, 7 ties, and 0 losses in 4 years. So today, Morocco enters major tournaments differently. People expect to compete. People expect them to win. That's huge. The mentality has changed. The confidence has changed. The global perception has changed. Morocco no longer enters tournaments hoping to survive. Morocco enters tournaments believing it can make history again. And that is powerful, not just for Morocco, not just for Africa, but for every nation that has ever been told they don't belong among the giants. Segment 5, Colombia. I'll be getting in trouble if I don't cover Colombia. My wife is Colombian, the sleeping giant of world football. Now let's talk about Colombia, one of the most passionate football nations on earth. The energy, the fans, the culture, the pride, el pan de bono. Oh man, I love that bread. It's impossible not to feel it. Every World Cup seems to create a new Colombian hero. And every generation seems convinced that this could be the year. Kind of like the Cowboys, they just don't win it. Colombia possesses something special. Creativity, flair, technical skills, and a fan base that can turn any stadium into a home game anywhere in the world. The question isn't talent. The question is consistency. Can they put together 7 great matches in a row? Can they stay healthy? Can they avoid mistakes? Because if they do, Colombia has the ability to surprise everybody. Segment 6. Go New York, go New York, go! Go New York, go New York, go! Yeah, I know. Champions of the world's biggest city. So let's talk about the biggest story in American sports. Yeah, I was in the city on the actual parade day. It was insane. The New York Knicks, champions. Let that sink in for a little bit. For generations, Knicks fans waited and waited and waited. Feels like a rap song. And waited and waited. Time goes by. All I do is woo. If I was your best friend. Years of heartbreaks, years of disappointment, years of wondering if it would ever happen. Then finally, the city got its moments. And if you've never experienced New York after a championship, it's difficult to explain. The city transforms. Every borough feels it. Every sport bar feels it. Every neighborhood feels it. The parade becomes more than just a parade. It becomes a celebration of identity, a celebration of resilience, a celebration of community. And the economic impact is enormous. Hotels, restaurants, merch. Oh, yeah. All over in Manhattan, you can see everybody with their jerseys on, with their hats on, with their orange and blue on. Media coverage, tourism, local businesses, everyone benefits. Championships aren't just sports stories anymore. They are economic stories. They are cultural stories. They are civic stories. And for New Yorkers, well, this championship is something people will remember for decades. Children will tell their kids about it. Fans will tell stories about where they were in the world when it happened. And a new generation of Knicks fans will grow up believing anything is possible, like Garnett would say. That's what championships do. They create memories, they create legends, and they create hope. Segment 7, the Obama Presidential Center, building a legacy. So our final major story today takes us to Chi-Town, the opening of the Obama Presidential Center. And for supporters, it's a symbol of hope. For critics, it's a topic of debate. But regardless of political views, it is significant because presidential centers aren't really about politics. They are about legacy. They are about preserving history. They are about documenting moments that shaped the nation. The Obama Center is designed to inspire civic engagement, education, leadership, and public service. And whether you agree with President Obama or not, one thing is undeniable. His presidency did change American history. Now, the center aims to tell that story for future generations. And perhaps the most interesting question is this: what will future generations learn from our time? What lessons will they take away? What stories will they tell? Because every generation eventually becomes history. The question is what kind of history we're creating today. So in closing, today we talked about diplomacy. We covered some sports, a lot of sports actually. Economics, which if anybody doesn't see the economic opportunity, man, I don't know what to tell you. Leadership, important. Legacy. And what connects all of these stories is one simple idea. The future is being built right now. The decisions made in Washington affect the economy. The World Cup affects communities. And championships unite cities. And of course, presidential centers preserve history. And every one of these stories remind us that the world is changing faster than ever before. So the question is, are we paying attention? Are you though? Thank you for joining me on another episode of What's New with ME. My name is Ali Mehdaoui. Stay informed, stay curious, stay engaged, and remember, the news isn't just about what is happening. It's about understanding why it matters. Until next time, we'll see you on the next episode right here at the ME Studios with What's New with ME.
Still marketing your business like it's the Yellow Pages era? Welcome to ME Studios, where local solopreneurs and small business owners catch up with the digital world and take over it. We help you go from invisible to undeniable. Featured on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Audible, Apple Podcasts, and Amazon Music. Plus, gain press exposure in over 100 to 300 major media outlets like Fox, ABC, CBS, NBC, and the CW. Right here in Eatontown, New Jersey, just steps away from the soon-to-be Netflix studios, our multi-unit facility is built for creators, entrepreneurs, and visionaries. Stop marketing like it's 1995. Start building your digital authority today with a team that gets it.